What is happening, everyone? It's the football therapist, and today we are talking about the middle rounds. The middle rounds I find to be very good in the fact that you could try to find those runs, especially in the mid to late rounds. You could kind of gauge when quarterbacks are coming off the board, tight ends are coming off the board, but it's very tricky in the early rounds. To me this year, the middle rounds are a lot harder because, for one, running backs, you got the top four in my opinion: McCaffrey, Barkley, Kamara, and Zeke. Then you got a little bit of a tier gap between Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, and a lot of them have a lot of high upside, but a lot of those players have some question marks. And then you also have Michael Thomas, who, of course, in my opinion, deserves to be in the high-end first round, but because running backs are so scarce, I can't see myself owning a lot of Michael Thomas's shares because I don't want to miss out on a top-tier running back. And I'm going to show you what happens. So let's try to do this draft with the bots. We'll see what happens. We'll start it up. You got McCaffrey, Barkley, Kamara, Zeke, Henry, Michael Thomas there. So Thomas went one pick before me. So I'm going to take Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. I'm very high on him right now. I feel like he has a lot of upside. He has a lot of potential. There's not a lot of competition. So I'm going to see what my team looks like, the possibility in the second round, compared to the team that went before me, who took Michael Thomas. And as I said, near the end of the first round, I like to take those running backs. Near the beginning of the first round, it's obviously Christian McCaffrey, obviously Barkley, and then I like to go best player available. So right here, as the draft flow is going, I see something very, very interesting. Nick Chubb kind of fell to me in the middle of the second round. So when you're in these middle parts, you really want to gauge the flow of the draft. So right here, Nick Chubb to me is the perfect running back to grab to complement with Clyde Edwards because I feel like he's very safe. Now, the owner who took Michael Thomas, this is why it's very important. If you're taking Michael Thomas in the first round, you're at 1.6, even at 1.7 or 1.8 sometimes, I see it where those owners miss out on a running back. So sometimes Julio will go a little bit later. Tyreek Hill is pretty good. Aaron Jones goes a little bit later sometimes. But those owners generally miss out on those running backs. So that's why it's very important to get a running back in the first round, because if you have an owner like me who says, oh, if I don't take Nick Chubb here, what am I going to be left with in the third round? Not much that I like. Whereas wide receivers can fall, I will be more prone to have a more well-balanced roster. So we're going to resume here. I'm going to take Nick Chubb. Michael Thomas owner is going Patrick Mahomes. It's a very good start. Two players who could be number one at their position. But let's see what he does in the third round. He's going to go another wide receiver. So again, I don't preach this because I feel like if you're not grabbing running backs, it gets very thin by the fourth and fifth round. But he does have some players I like, but we're going to have to see what his running backs look like. So for me here, I went with two running backs. I read the flow of the draft, and now I can get a very good wide receiver in Mike Evans, who, to me, has top 10 potential. So we're just comparing my team to the team next to me who took a Michael Thomas. This is why it's so important to grab your running backs. So we get to me. Obviously, I have two really good running backs. I have a top-notch wide receiver. I could go many different routes. I like Robert Woods. I like A.J. Brown. I like a lot of these guys here. Running backs. Like I said, Ingram, very efficient. I would love him as an RB3. Right there, got another top-notch running back. So let's pause the draft again. Through 4 rounds, we see that the Michael Thomas owner, he doesn't have a running back right now. He did the smart thing, getting Andrews, in my opinion. Another well-rounded team, but he has completely punted the position and put himself at a disadvantage. So this is why I tell you guys draft your running backs early. Although he has a very good team, by the time it gets to him, it'll probably be too thin to the point where his RB1 is either going to be Kareem Hunt, or he even took another wide receiver, completely getting rid of the position altogether. Or it's going to be someone who's not startable on an everyday week. I draft Terry McLaurin, and again, very well-rounded team. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, with the middle rounds, feel the flow of the draft. You got to figure out where the tiers are ending and starting, and really try to make it a well-balanced team to get the upside, get the security with certain players, and really put yourself at an advantage. Whereas if you were taking the wide receivers, you would be at a loss of advantage in the running backs. Thank you again.